Well, good afternoon, morning, evening, and night to anyone out there that's tuning in today. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel, first and foremost. My name is Jinseng, and guys, I'm filming an update real quick on the garden, just as I'm watering it for the morning. Loads of stuff to kind of go over. Lots of successes, lots of failures. A lot more failures than successes, but thankfully the stuff that is doing okay is, some stuff I like. I'm gonna go over that today pretty briefly, but I just wanted to give you guys a very quick update on that. I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I've done well in here and some of the areas where I need to improve, because there's a lot of it. Things such as timing issues, soil fertilization, choosing my mulch. There's just so many different things that I could have done better, and I'm going to be going over that with you guys in just a moment. Well guys, first and foremost, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are this early in the game. This is going to be my second video and you guys are already here. And so, to all of you out there, thank you so much for watching from the bottom of my heart. Really, really. Guys, we had a good mix of problems this year. Mistakes that I made and things that were beyond my control. The first thing I want to talk about is we had a really crazy heat wave in March this year. Here in Phoenix, we reached 107 degrees, maybe a little bit more. I'm not too sure what the actual high was here in the valley, but 107 degrees in March is completely unheard of. 100 degrees was the previous record that we established sometime in the 80s, where in March we reached 100 degrees. And that sounded insane to me before this, and then this crazy heat wave came and went, right? And so I have a lot of plants that were supposed to do decently in our spring, but their lives were completely hindered. Their growth was hindered by the fact that it was 107 degrees for like 2 weeks, right? And so I don't know. I've been plagued with a lot of failures in the garden. That's all I can really focus on. There are some things that are doing pretty well, but for the most part, there are just a lot of things that went wrong here. Right now in this bed, I've got a couple of things. I've got some, here you can see these are iceberg lettuces that I've got growing here. In between them, I've got some beans. These are pinto beans, which I'm also surprised they're not doing very well right now. I don't know why that is. And then as you go down the line here, I've got they were called Blue Lake beans. I think they were Blue Lake bush beans. I'll throw a little clip of the seed packet and when I'm editing this, but yeah, my beans are not doing well. I was very surprised that of all things, the beans struggled. I mean, my brassicas, obviously they were gonna struggle because of how hot it got. The lettuces, same thing. But the beans? The pinto beans? Very strange. I don't know exactly what's gone wrong with the beans, but all the bean plants that I've thrown on here, they're not doing well. I wonder if it's due to my overwatering because I'm doing all this watering by hand, or if it's because of a nutrient deficiency, if it's the heat. I'd be surprised if it was the heat, because the pinto beans are supposed to be a lot more tolerant of the higher temperatures and the drought conditions, but I don't know. And over here I've got a couple of grow bags that have potatoes on them. This is a mixed variety. These are mixed variety potatoes. I know there's some Yukon Golds in there. There's some red potatoes. I bought a bag from Home Depot that had these seed potatoes ready to go. These ones, I made the mistake of not hilling these up as they grew, and so that's why they're kind of flopped over. And these guys are not doing as well as I thought. We'll know for sure once we dig them up and see how many tubers actually came out of there. Whoa, that's a fat spider. What the heck? Whoa, that's cool. Sorry guys, I got off track. In these grow bags over here, I've got some watermelons. These took forever to come up. I don't know what happened. I don't know why, but these guys took at least 3 weeks to finally start sprouting up and going. And now that it's been about a month and a half or so, I don't recall the exact timing, guys. I do apologize. But I'll go back and correct myself later. Oh guys, I'm an idiot. I planted them on March 11th, so they are on schedule. They're actually about to mature soon. The ones on the left died, so you can just ignore those. They're dead anyways. Teehee. Now these vines are finally going. We'll see when, we'll see if these guys start to produce some melons or not. I'm kind of just watering. I know that I'm watering the leaves, but I'm kind of feeling a little lazy today. They'll be all right. Over here I got some basil. The basil's going to seed. Very, very odd. It's just so many different things are going to seed and or just struggling to grow here. More than I kind of expected to. Now, one of the big culprits is I didn't read the seed packets correctly. Every seed packet, especially if the plant needs to be started indoors, it will have instructions for how to start it indoors. I didn't start anything indoors. I grew everything out here. If I started them in little trays, I started them out here, just in the elements. And so that did hinder a lot of plants such as tomato seeds, basil seeds, chili seeds that I started way back in January, way back in February. It was too cold for them to come up. It was way too cold. These things took literal months, like maybe a month and a couple of days before they finally showed signs of growth. And the other problem I had was these seed packets, the way the timing works is you want to get a head start on these. And so you start them 8 to 10 weeks before you plant them outside, right? It's usually Valentine's Day that you want to bring stuff out here. And so what that means is 8 months ago, now what that means is, hey guys, I'm a professional filmmaker here. Anyways, yo, voiceover ginseng here. Just know that every plant has its own unique growing schedule. Some prefer to be started 6 weeks before transplanting, some maybe 7 or 8. No, not like that. But I was talking about what I saw on average. Since our last frost is on Valentine's Day, we ought to start our seeds around December. Maybe on the second week onwards, you decide. Mid-December, so beginning of December, mid-December, that's when you want to start your spring crops here, if you start them from seed, and then you succession sow from there. I didn't do any of that. I started these guys at the earliest, late December, like end of December, but basically beginning of January, New Year's, if you will. A lot of the stuff's just not growing very well here. A lot of the stuff is behind. Some of the things I did pull through, they're not growing well, such as those brassicas right in front of you. I started them pretty early, as far as like I started them in mid-January or maybe around February, but they've just been fighting for their lives this whole time, and they're not gonna grow. Now thankfully it's not all doom and gloom. It's not completely bleak. We do have some stuff that is growing well, such as my San Marzano tomatoes. These guys, I bought them at AZ Worm Farm as little starts, and they're growing, they're doing well. Now you'll notice another mistake. I did not stake this when I planted it. I knew it was an indeterminate tomato, but I didn't think it would, flop over that quickly. And so I ended up kind of guiding it so that it grows up on top of this shade cloth T-post that I set up here. And so the plant's kind of doing a little, but it'll be fine, right? It was not fine. But you've got some tomatoes here. These guys, they came up maybe about 3 weeks ago, maybe? It's hard to know. I've kind of lost track of time since I work from home now. But these guys are pulling through, and I have no doubt that those tomatoes are going to stick around. And I got a poblano chili here as well. This guy, not doing as well. It's growing a lot, but it's not growing any fruits. So I might have to give it a little bit of fertilizer, some organic fertilizer, just figure out what's going on with that. Another thing that did well was our cilantro. At least I got a couple harvests out of it. That's what my classification right now for doing well is. I got some harvest out of it. Those guys, they did go to seed quickly. That was the issue. It got so freaking hot here that the cilantro went to seed in within 4 harvests. For some of these plants, I didn't even get to harvest them because I started them too late. And so, I don't know. It's been a good mix of some success, but primarily failures. And it is a little bit disheartening because I spent a lot of money on this stuff. The raised bed mix, $700. The raised beds themselves, $300. I bought 3 of those. Every other little thing, grow bags, fertilizers, mulch, shovels, the wheelbarrow, all the little pots that I ended up buying. I reused a lot of old containers and a lot of milk bottles, and I, you know, had my recycling fix, but still, even with that, guys, I dropped like about $1,500 on all this stuff, probably more. I'll go back and figure out and correct myself in the editing, right? But to get these puny little harvests and to drop that much money, it was very disheartening. It has been very disheartening, I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot to mention, the strawberries did do well, but they were far and few between.
The good thing is, and I'll keep it positive. Sorry, it's very hot out right now. I hope my camera didn't turn off. Even though there's been a lot of failures, all of these things are gonna teach me something. It's taught me the most important thing: start the seeds on time. And let me remove this diseased leaf real quick. It's taught me to start the seeds on time, first and foremost. Get them out here at the correct time. And also, be careful with the varieties that you pick. One of the other things that I learned is how unpredictable Mother Nature can be. And like I said, we got really fucking hot in March, like unseasonably hot, historically hot. I really hope that doesn't happen again, but it very well could, and I have to be ready for that. I have to make sure that I add my shade cloths, I have to mulch, I have to just do everything I can to roll with the punches that Mother Nature throws. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up here now. I wish it was a little bit more positive, a little bit more, bountiful. I made a lot of mistakes, and honestly, it's very difficult to know for sure if I made the mistakes or if maybe there's an environmental issue here, something that's beyond my control, because lots of things could have gone wrong. Too hot right now, right? Could have been too hot. It could be the raised bed mix. I don't know. I paid a lot of money for it, but that doesn't guarantee that it's good. Not to cast too much doubt on the glorious AZ Worm Farm, but people, testimonials say that they're great, but I won't know for sure until I actually get the product and know for sure and test it myself. It could be my watering. I could be watering too much. I could be watering too little. There's just so many little things that could be going wrong right now. A nutrient deficiency that bean plants need. I was thinking the other day, these things fix a lot of nitrogen into the soil, but they need that bacteria in their roots to do it. This soil, I don't know if the soil is like truly alive or if it's super sterile. It's hard to know for sure. But regardless, lots of failures, lots of maybe a handful of successes, but you live and you learn. We're gonna figure out, we're gonna do better this next season. That's right around the corner. It's gonna be around June or July that I'm gonna get those fall season's crops started. And so right now we're in May, so a month or two from now. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you for tuning in. I hope that your gardening is going wonderfully right now, truly. I hope that you've got some pretty epic stuff growing. Let me know in the comments if, for one, if you guys know what might be going wrong or have any pointers. I'd love to know so that I can learn. But if you're growing something out there in a different climate, or if you're growing something here in Phoenix, let me know. I know that a lot of you are freezing your asses off right now and wishing that it was 85 degrees where you live. Trust me, it's hot as fuck here right now. You don't want that. But in case you do, give me your cold, give me your mild temperatures. I'll give you my blazing hot 90-degree days. But, all right, guys, sound off in the comments any feedback y'all have, and I'm out of here. See you later. Oh.